Hey folks, how y'all doing today? This one today is kind of for the men out there. I was just sitting here thinking, why do men go to extraordinary lengths in so many situations to seek out the most difficult physical or mental challenges that we can find so that we can push ourselves physically and mentally, and yet we run from the difficult emotional challenges that we face? It's an interesting question. We as men we pride ourselves on being able to accomplish these horribly difficult physical challenges, whether it's climbing mountains, jumping out of planes, hiking through the ice and cold, wrestling grizzly bears, whatever it might be, and yet we somehow feel it's weak for us to show emotion or face our emotion when in fact the reality is that is often the most difficult thing that we could possibly do. Facing the fact that you are sad about something or that you miss somebody or that you're traumatized by something that happened in your past. And it's crazy stuff. It's crazy stuff. How come we cannot see that that is the most difficult, challenging thing that we can learn to face as men? Um, it's that training, it's that brainwashing that most of us went through as children. I was there. I grew up in the '70s, and it was get up, brush it off, keep going, get back on the horse when you fall off, um, wipe some dirt in that cut. It was get up, suck it up, don't let them see you cry, and keep going. That's what I learned. That's how I was trained as a kid, and that's what I did, man. I was good at it. Um, you know, Even into my 40s and 50s, the way that I pushed myself was training in martial arts, training in. I used to love to do half marathons and obstacle courses, whatever I could do to push myself. It was always pushing my body. And when I started to realize that the actual most difficult thing that I could do was to start to try and face a lot of these emotional issues, fears, uh, uh, man, loss and abandonment issues, and all of this stuff. E- Even to talk about it, it feels. Oh, I feel wimpy just talking about this stuff. Um, Doing inner child work, that was unbelievably difficult. It still is. It still is difficult. I talk to my children about, and my son, I've got a 12-year son, and we talk that it is okay to cry and it is okay to show your emotions. But when it actually comes time for me to show my emotions, it's so hard for me. It is really difficult. I get really embarrassed to cry in front of people. I don't want people to see me crying, even though there's that part of me that's like that's good and it's okay for that to happen. Man, how have I been so brainwashed? And it's society. That is the world that we've grown up, that we have trained, we've been trained, and now we train our kids that's what a man's got to be. A man's got to be tough, and we still see it. We still see it online. Men are no longer tough, and we need to get back to being strong. And yeah, it's true. We need to be strong. We need to be strong as men. But I think at the same time, we got to realize that being strong also includes learning to come in and face your emotions and admit when things bother you. Man, how difficult is it to sit and feel the pain of losing somebody you really care about? I remember when my mother passed away. I was very, very close with, and she went through a horrible deal in the hospital, and it was a horrible, long, extended death. And when she died, all I could do was go run as hard as I could. I did anything I could not to feel the pain because I just didn't think I could handle it. I didn't think there was any way in the world I could handle that pain. It was going to absolutely overrun me and destroy me. And you know, I can go and run marathons. I can deal with insane amounts of physical pain, but I was horrified to try and deal with that. And at the time, I didn't realize it. I didn't know what I was doing. It took me time and going through stuff and learning to see that man, that is true strength when you learn how to face that stuff. Man, I was talking to a very good friend of mine just the other day, and he is a former Marine. He did 2 tours in Iraq. He loves to go do stuff and push his body as hard as possible. Working out with him sucks. He loves their phrase, embrace the suck in all areas. We go hiking in sub-freezing temperatures. We go camping. He doesn't even like it to take a tent or a sleeping bag. He will absolutely push himself and brutally beat himself up just to show how tough he is. And he's going through a divorce right now. And I asked him how that made him feel. And he's like, I'm fine. As soon as I came to terms that we were getting divorced, I'm fine. I put that behind me. I'm like, you're divorcing your wife that you have been married to for, 20 years or something like that, and it doesn't bother you. He's like, no, I'm good. I'm like, you don't want to talk about that with me. He's like, nope, don't want to talk about it. I'm good. Yeah, let's go to the gym. And I was just thinking about that. Does that really make you tough? Does it? I mean, if we really want to be the toughest, strongest men that we can be, then we should deal with all of it. Dig into that pain, sit through it, feel it. Woo! you want to feel some pain? You think it hurts to bench press 200 pounds? Sit with that pain. Sit with the pain of losing somebody that you love. Sit with the pain of being scared to face something instead of just trying to attack it. That takes courage. That takes as much or more courage as anything else that I've ever done in my life. And maybe as men, we need to start to see that, and we need to start to realize that in our lives that that is powerful. If you want to truly be powerful, it's not just physical, it's not just mental, but it's emotional. And I don't know how we fix that. I don't know how we get around to that. Um, I know I have an answer, but I got a questions, and I just wanted to throw that out there today. If you're a man who has always been so tough as a fighter and faces challenges head on, but you can't face your emotions and you can't admit when something's bothering you, and you can't sit there. I can't. It's hard for me to even say it. You can't sit there and cry when something's bothering you. And I'm not talking about wallowing in pity for days and hours on end. I'm saying when that stuff hits you, when it hits you and it comes welling up and it comes all in here, and you can't sit there and cry or feel that, maybe you're not as tough as you think, and maybe that's time to dig into that stuff and see how that works. So um, I don't know. Just wanted to bring that up. See how that does for you. Love you guys. Y'all have a great day.